Hello everyone, especially to Miss Irene, and welcome to our panel discussion on one of the most debated topic in modern science organism, in short, GMO. Before we proceed our topic, first of all I will introduce myself. My name is Arjuni Abilia
And I'm Kimberly Abolgas. So today, we're diving deep into the science, health implication, and political controversies surrounding GMOs. So we've structured this as a roundtable discussion to explore all sides of this important lesson.
To start our discussion, let's establish a foundational understanding. So, what exactly is GMO? The definition of GMO. GMO organism with a deliberately altered by DNA, a process that doesn't occur naturally through maintain or recombination, according to the World Health Organization. For example, like plants, animals, bacteria, and fungus. This involves introducing specific traits from one organism with another.
For example, the initial genetic engineering was done with an antibiotic resistant E. coli bacteria. It's part of a continuous process of manipulating genes.
Benefits in agriculture. GMOs offer significant advantages in farming. One key benefit is pest resistance. Our lesson gives a great example of BT corn. It is genetically modified with a gene from the Bacillus thuringiensis soil bacterium, which produces a protein toxic to corn borers. This drastically reduces the need for insecticide spraying. Another benefit is herbicide tolerance, like the Roundup Ready soybean, which allows farmers to use herbicides to kill weeds without harming the crop itself, increasing efficiency. Beyond crops, GMOs impact other industries like non-food products.
I'm Maria Cher D. Labrador. Benefits in non-food environment. Correct. In non-food areas, GMOs had led to flower production like the blue roses, which are color modified. More importantly, we see bioremediation using modified plants like shrub tobacco to absorb pollutants such as zinc and cadmium from contaminated soils. This cleans up polluted sites. We also see paper production benefits where modified poplar trees have wood fibers that are easier to break down, simplifying the paper making process. Finally, one of the most life-changing areas is medicine.
Exactly. The controversy isn't just about science, it's about ethics. Many opponents argue that genetic engineering is unnatural or a violation of natural laws. Is what we call morals and ethics issues. It also touches concern about corporate control over the food supplies and the right to information. As our lesson states, one of the biggest issues is the public far-rooted in the process of genetic engineering itself, which demands more transparency and public trust. So, if the risks and controversies exist, how are they being managed globally?
Environmental risk. The biggest environmental risk is the gene flow. This is the potential for the modified gene to transfer to the wild relatives of the crop. For example, a herbicide-resistant gene could transfer to a weed, creating a superweed that is resistant to all herbicides. This leads to the emergence of forms of resistance and secondary pests. We also have to consider the long-term indirect effects of the ecosystem, like disrupting natural biological cycles. Muna siya. And also, those environmental risks lead to direct human health concerns So that's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good day. I am Tabano Jasmine Jane and I will tackle about the human health risk. So genetically modified organism known as GMOs. So it is about plants, animals, and microorganisms. So people worry about three main things. So the first is the allergic reactions. So there's a concern that a new protein introduced into the food could cause a reaction in sensitive people, like eating different foods that can cause an allergic reaction to the body. So the second is the antibiotic resistance. So some GMOs use genes that resist antibiotics as markers in the lab. So the fear is that these genes could spread to the bacteria in our gut, increasing the problem of antibiotic resistance diseases. So the lesson that we learn here is that these potential long-term effects still need to study. So we people must be more aware of what we eat to avoid um, allergic reaction to our body. And these concerns are why the topic is so politically charged. So this topic is very important and must be adopted in our daily. To summarize, genetically modified organisms are powerful tools that offer undeniable benefits in food production, medicine, and environmental cleanup. So they lead to higher efficiency, disease resistance, and life-saving drugs like humulin.
So my topic is international treaties. The two major treaties are the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety and the International Trade Agreement on Labeling. The Cartagena Protocol, established in 2003, is an environmental treaty that requires countries to seek consent from importers before shipping living modified organism across borders. The labeling agreement ensures that consumers have the right to know and the freedom to choose GM or non-GM products, addressing the key ethical and political concern. That brings us to the end of our in-depth discussion.
Biosafety regulation, global safety standards are primarily handled by the Codex Alimentarius Commission, a body created by the WHO and Food and Agriculture Organization. The Codex develops principles for human health risk analysis of food GM products. While they don't have binding effect, national legislators are encouraged to follow their food safety standards. This ensures that all GM products available in the international markets have passed safety assessments. And there are specific treaties to manage these products across borders.
So good day everyone, I am here for review to tackle about my topic. So let's start. So the medical field has been revolutionized by GMOs, or simply means genetically modified organisms. The most famous example is humulin, the genetically engineered human insulin. Historically, insulin came from animals, which often caused allergic reaction. In 1978, the human insulin gene was inserted into a bacteria's DNA, creating a safe, bioidentical, and mass-produced insulin for type 1 diabetics. We also see pharmaceutical production, like using periwinkle plants to create compounds used in cancer treatments. While the benefits are huge, we must address the concerns, particularly the risk to environment and health. To summarize, genetically modified organisms are powerful tools that offer undeniable benefits in food production, medicine, and environmental cleanup. They lead to higher efficiency, disease resistance, and life-saving drugs like humulin.
However, they come with potential risks, including environmental concerns like gene flow, and health concerns like potential allergenicity. The global community, through bodies like the Codex and the Cartagena protocols, is actively working to regulate them and ensure the consumer safety and the rights to informed choice. The goal ultimately is to use this technology responsibly for the benefit of humankind. All members sign off. Thank you for joining our discussion. All members sign off. Thank you for joining our discussion.